Welcome, dear listeners, to another soothing episode of Boring History for Sleep tonight. We delve into the grim, monotonous world of medieval diets, where food was a battleground between body and soul. Picture a time when every bite carried divine judgment. Hunger was a path to purity, and indulgence whispered sin. This slow journey through a world of restraint and remorse will lull you into peaceful slumber. Please, if this content calms you like a quiet monastic cell, like this video, subscribe for more soporific tales, and comment below about your favorite historical time or place, perhaps a sleepy medieval village. Now, settle back. You're in a cold, drafty hall of a medieval manor. Stone walls echo with dripping rainwater. The air smells of damp wool and smoldering peat from a weak fire. Before you, a wooden trencher, stale bread as your plate, holds grayish gruel, thin oatmeal, porridge unseasoned gritty. You lift a worn wooden spoon, take a bite. It's earthy, flavorless, like the fields it came from. Shadows flicker from tallow candles. Mice scurry across rush-strewn floors for crumbs. This is your meal, not for pleasure but necessity. Eating too eagerly risks gluttony, starving your soul. Feel the chill, the lingering emptiness, as we begin. In medieval times, from the 5th to 15th centuries, food was tied to religion and status. The church demanded up to 150 fast days yearly, banning meat, dairy, eggs, pushing fish or vegetables. This mimicked Christ's suffering, but caused malnutrition, especially for peasants who couldn't afford alternatives. Nobles hosted lavish feasts to flaunt wealth, yet risked gluttony, a deadly sin. Women, expected to embody purity, cooked elaborate meals but ate sparingly, reinforcing gender roles. Scholars debate if fasting was empowerment or control, some seeing agency, others patriarchal oppression. Food followed humoral theory, balancing blood, phlegm, yellow bile, black bile. Foods were hot, cold, wet, dry. Imbalances caused illness, blurring medicine and morality. Peasants ate pottage, nobles gorged on meats, yet both faced scurvy, gout, famine. Food was status, sin, salvation, starving the soul through excess or want. Let these details drift like fog, inviting sleep. The virtue of hunger. Fasting was a spiritual and social ideal, tied to purity and class. The church exalted hunger, drawing from Christ's 40 days in the wilderness. Fasting purged sin, aligned the soul with heaven. Nobles fasted for piety, peasants from poverty, their hunger cloaked as devotion. Methods varied. Some skipped one meal daily, others lived on Eucharist, bread, water for weeks. Vigils banned sleep and food. Herbal infusions dulled hunger. Risks were high. Malnutrition weakened immunity, caused anemia, stunted growth. Extreme fasting brought hallucinations, seen as divine visions, but risked death. Take Saint Catherine of Siena, a 14th century mystic. From her teens, she ate only Eucharist, herbs, water, claiming miraculous sustenance. Her letters and biographies inspired followers, elevating her to sainthood in 1461. Her death at 33 from starvation showed the dangers, now called anorexia mirabilis. Ironically, nobles fasted for God, peasants for survival. Same hunger, different tales. Nobles performed denial for sanctity, peasants endured empty bellies from need. Scholars ask, was fasting empowerment or control? Some say it gave women like Catherine agency, transcending bodily limits. Others see oppression, enforcing submission under church oversight. Imagine you're a fasting noble. In a candlelit chamber, shadows dance on biblical tapestries. Your stomach gnaws, each pang a vow to abstain till vespers. Incense mingles with distant bread's aroma. Not for you. You kneel on cold stone, praying, lightheaded, visions blurring. Is this closer to God, or just weakness? Let the discomfort fade into sleep. Feasts of power, plates of shame. Feasts were displays of wealth, tables heavy with roasted swans, spiced wines, exotic fruits. Strict rules governed behavior, especially for women, who faced scrutiny for excess. Methods included chewing and spitting rich foods, wearing tight gowns to limit eating, following etiquette to avoid shame. Risks were scurvy from no fruit, gout from fatty meats, social ostracism for breaches. Consider Eleanor of Aquitaine, 12th century queen. She showed restraint at feasts, using moderation to forge alliances while hosting lavish events, masking her diplomacy. Feasts highlighted class divides. Nobles performed excess, peasants starved outside. Were feasts propaganda for power, or community rituals building bonds? You had a banquet, torchlight and minstrels filling the hall. You nibble sparingly, eyes judging your every move, your tight bodice pressing. The scrutiny weighs heavy as you navigate the social dance. Peasant plates, noble poisons. Peasants ate pottage, a dull stew of grains, vegetables. Nobles feasted on meats, rich sauces. In scarcity, peasants boiled leather. Nobles suffered diabetes from excess. In the 14th century, grain riots erupted as peasants starved, while nobles feasted amid famine. Noble diets, thought healthy, killed them. Peasant scarcity sustained life. Did noble excess cause famines, or were natural disasters to blame? You're a peasant, stirring pottage over a smoky fire. The castle glows in the distance, its feasts a world away. Your hunger is routine, your envy fleeting, as you stir and dream. The sign of gluttony. Gluttony was a moral failing, worse for women, seen as weak-willed. Purging, fasting, and shaming curbed it, risking anemia and weakness. Margery Kempe, a 15th-century mystic, fasted as piety and performance, her public denial a spectacle of virtue, yet it weakened her body. Gluttony was feared, starvation praised, a paradox of morality. Was this gendered control, or true spiritual discipline? You're in a convent, refusing food. The table holds bread, but you abstain, dizziness creeping in. Your sacrifice is holy, but your body protests. Let the haze lull you. Food is medicine. Humoral theory saw food as medicine, balancing humors. Meats were hot, vegetables cold. Imbalances caused illness, so diets were prescribed. Toxic cures like mercury-laced wine were common, often worsening health, mistaken for divine will. Hildegard of Bingen, a 12th-century nun, prescribed foods for health, blending science and faith. Was this science, or superstition dressed as medicine? You're preparing a healing broth, adding herbs and a questionable powder. The smell is sharp, the outcome uncertain. You stir, hoping it cures, not kills. Religious feasts and fasts, Lent and Advents meant fish-heavy diets, acts of devotion. Monotony led to deficiencies, weakening bodies. Cluniac monks followed strict fasting rules, eating fish or vegetables for months. Holy diets brought earthly suffering. Was this devotion, or institutional control? You're eating a Lent meal, fish again, bland and cold. The table is sparse, your stomach unsatisfied. The ritual is sacred, but your body aches. Children's diets. Children's diets varied by class. Peasants fed gruel. Nobles used wet nurses, overfed with rich foods. Orphans faced malnutrition. Royal nurseries saw excess. Royal children gorged. Peasants starved. Both suffered health issues. Did diet shape their class destiny? You're a wet nurse, feeding a noble child. The babe is plump, your own child hungry at home. You rock the cradle, torn between duty and longing, food and gender. Women cooked but were judged for eating. Alewives faced stigma, their hunger hidden to avoid shame. Health suffered from gendered roles. Chaucer's wife of Bath defied norms, eating heartily, challenging expectations. Women fed others, starved themselves. Was this labor, or agency in food roles? You're cooking for a lord, stirring a pot of stew. Your stomach growls but you hide it, serving others while denying yourself. Feasting as politics. Diplomatic feasts were power plays, showcasing wealth to seal alliances. Overindulgence risked missteps, political or physical. Henry V's wedding feast in 1420 was diplomacy through food, uniting courts. Yet, feasts divided classes, peasants excluded. Were these displays of power or wasteful excess? You're at a diplomatic banquet, watching lords barter alliances over wine. The opulence dazzles, but tension simmers. You sip cautiously, aware of every glance. Starvation as art. Saints' fasting was aestheticized suffering, their emaciated bodies venerated. Extreme fasting, called anorexia mirabilis, made relics of flesh. Saint Clare of Assisi's skeletal form was worshipped, her starvation holy, yet it was deadly, her life cut short. Was this transcendence, or cultural harm? You're venerating a saint's relics, her bones stark under candlelight. You question the sanctity of suffering, the line between holy and harmful blurring. Closing reflection and modern ties. Medieval diets wove fasting, feasting, and morality into a heavy tapestry. Food controlled, not nourished, binding body to soul. Consider a fasting widow, her legacy one of silent endurance, her hunger a testament to faith. Today, calorie apps track intake like medieval fasts. Clean eating echoes purity, guilt lingers. You are a survivor of food rules. In a quiet chamber, you push away the trencher, choosing your own nourishment, free from dogma. Like, subscribe, comment on the weirdest food rules you've encountered. Let this history fade into sleep, a gentle end to our tale.